Inside of this video, I'm going to break down how to calculate how much money a Faceless YouTube channel is making, or any YouTube channel for that matter, because it's always good to know who's making money and who isn't. So I put together a quick formula on how to calculate how much a YouTube channel is making. I'm going to give you guys the quick way, the fast and easy way, how I do it most times. And then if you guys want to get a little bit more nerdy, more technical, we can break that down inside here as well. So first thing to know is you're going to hear this term a lot. It's called RPM, revenue per mille is what that stands for, which mille is Latin for 1,000. And that's just what everybody uses. You might also hear the word CPM. That's more of an advertising perspective. But as a YouTuber, you want to care about revenue per mille, which is how much you're getting paid, the ad rate that you're getting paid, the revenue that you're generating for every 1,000 views that you are generating. Okay. So there's a few tools that I recommend to use, and I'm going to walk you guys through pros and cons of the different ones. So a basic one, this doesn't calculate usually the revenue, but you can at least get a good glimpse really quickly on a channel how much they're making. So you can use this tool called vidIQ. This one's been classic. I love using it for a long term. ViewStats, which is the one that I showed when I first opened this up. This is probably one of the best tools that I've seen, the most accurate. There are still some issues I've seen with this where the revenue isn't like perfect, where it's like super off. But for the most time, like 80-90% of the time, ViewStats is pretty solid. There's also one of my friend, Noah, he created a software called NexLev. I haven't used it for this feature as much, but it's pretty solid. Just overall, his tool is just really solid for all the different stuff you can do. So the easy way, the fastest way is either you can go into like ViewStats, I would say, and then just look up the channel, or you can do this kind of quick math if you want to do it. So if you have ViewStats, you can get the Chrome extension, and then it creates this little button right here. You just click ViewStats profile, and then it'll pull it up here. I usually like to take a glimpse at the last 3 months to get an average of what they're making, and based off of this math, how they're doing it. So 40 million. The math I showed you guys was, so one way that I like to do it is I'll just take whatever the views, I'll divide it by 1,000, and then I'll multiply it by 5. So if you were to take this one, 40 million, you divide that by 1,000, so that makes it 40,000. So you just take 40,000 and then multiply that by 5. So that'll get you about 200,000 is the number. It might be inverted, it looks like. So it'll get you about 200,000. Which that is a little bit more conservative. This channel, I know for a fact, which we'll talk about. So it estimates between 100,000 and 270,000. This channel, I know for a fact, and what I'm going to talk about here is that they make longer videos now these days. You can see they're 40 minutes long, half an hour to 40 minutes long. On the low end, they're like 20 minutes long. They make a lot longer videos. And so usually this math is really good based off like a 10-15 minute video. Their videos are here in this longer range, so I'm gonna say they're probably around 1.5 to 2x this rate. So they're probably getting paid, I would say you could say a safe bet, like $8 to $10 per 1,000 views that this channel is generating. So in the last 3 months, they've generated, and the reason why I love ViewStats is that it breaks it down into short views versus long views. I always ignore short views because those are basically worth nothing. The ad rate for these, if you're to do shorts, and I can add it onto here, is you can take this and then I would multiply it by like 10 cents. That's kind of a little bit conservative. There's ways to get this up for any of my YouTube nerds. Yes, there are ways to do it. But for shorts, it's usually about 10 cents per 1,000 views. So just keep that in mind. So that's why I usually don't look at the short form views, because that's, if you do the math, it's like 2,000 times 10 cents. So it's like $200 that they made on shorts in the last 3 months. So I don't really calculate that. But the long format views is, if they're doing like an $8 RPM, they're 40 million times 8. They're at $320,000 that they've generated. And if it's at 10, that's $400,000 just in ad revenue in the last 3 months, in the last 90 days. And so this video, basically based off the length of the video, if they're a little bit longer, you can kind of increase it. This is considered geopolitics. I have some channels in this niche, and I know it's about like, depending on the length of the videos you make, it's about like $5 that you're probably going to get paid for geopolitics. You could certainly get paid less. You can certainly get paid more on average. And then once you make the videos longer too, so they're getting a higher ad rate because they are making longer videos. And if people are watching these videos for a lot longer, they're going to make a lot more money. So short math, just whatever the views are, multiply it by 5. If you use a tool like vidIQ, a lot of times this is faster. You just hit view channel stats as the vidIQ extension. This is saying they did about 20 million views in the last 28 days. So 5 times 20. So they've done about $100,000 in the last 28 days. If you're doing quick math, again, it's a little bit longer. So you could probably say they did probably 140,000 in the last 28 days or so. And that's just ad revenue. So here's another way to also add into here. If you watch the videos, they usually have a brand deal. So like when you watch the content, they'll usually have a sponsor. It does not look like they have a, okay. Let's see. Yeah, they have a sponsor, ground.news, it looks like. 40% off your subscription. And then they're also advertising Nebula. So they have a few different sponsors. So they have a couple sponsors that they have for these. Usually if they're doing a brand deal, especially if they're mentioning it in the content, they're getting paid anywhere from $15 to $30 per 1,000 views. So you could take this $5 and then you can add an extra whatever, $15 or $30. Let's say $15 per 1,000 views is what they're getting paid. So that would make the RPM, you know, I said they're probably 8. So more realistically, this channel is probably making 8 plus 15 times, let's say they got 40 million views in the last 3 months. So this channel's probably made in the last 90 days about $600,000 is what it comes out to. I don't know why. Oh, 8 plus 15 times 40. I added instead of multiplied. So yeah, about 920,000. I think that's pretty realistic of what this channel is making right here that I just showed you guys. So that one channel right here that we found, this one channel, Real Life Lore, with 7 million subscribers, they've made about $900,000 in the last 3 months, based off my estimations. It could be more, it could be less. I think this is about spot on. I bet we're off by maybe $100,000 or $200,000. But over the last 3 months, they've definitely, they're averaging over 200 grand a month for sure, with all of the brand deals and stuff like that. So that's how you do it. So my challenge for you guys watching this is to go find a channel and then go try to do the math, drop it down below, and then we can all kind of see if you guys are getting it, because I want to make sure you guys aren't just taking this information, but you can also retain the information and it's applied knowledge and not just like theoretical knowledge. So go find a few channels on YouTube, in the comment section below, drop a link to it, and then share the math, or just drop a link and then share the math that you guys came to calculate it. And if you guys need any help whatsoever, let us know in the comments down below. But that is how to calculate how much a YouTube channel is making. Okay, one more thing I would like to add. So I made this 6-figure channel list. I keep it pretty up to date for the most part. I bet at least like 80% of it's pretty up to date. So this list is, it has like over 300. If you scroll to the bottom, there's a bunch I didn't even add up. Over 300 different faceless YouTube channels that are making over, from what I calculated, $100,000 a year off the channels. So this is a good list if you guys are ever like, oh, what are some channels that people are making money with? I'm going to drop a link down below or in this video, and you guys can get access to it. And feel free. This is a huge resource. I put over like 40 hours into the initial making of this thing, and then we update it every so often as well. This is good just to see kind of all the different niches out there that industries people are making money with this business model. And it's just some good examples of channels that are making money with this. So go take a look at this incredibly useful resource. I've even seen a lot of people with podcasts even mention this. Like I've seen this resource that I made just show up everywhere because of how useful it's been. So I'll add a link into the comments as well. So yeah, take advantage of this, you guys.